Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's Monday Service Onboarding Essentials webinar. My name is Omer, a training and certifications partner here at monday.com, and I'm a part of the Monday Academy team. Thank you all for joining. We're going to take 2 more minutes before we start as people are still joining. In the meantime, we'd love to know a little bit more about you guys and the industries we have here today. So please write your name, where you're from, and the industry you work in the chat box. While we're waiting, I'll also say that today's webinar will be broken down into 2 parts. The first half will be a demo of the Monday service capabilities. This part is pre-recorded to ensure everything runs smoothly and you get the most out of it. But worry not, we're here during the entire webinar to answer your questions. The second half will be a live Q&A during which we'll answer additional questions and demonstrate a few more cool options and features. You should be able to see my screen, but if you can't hear me or see the screen at any point, just let me know in the chat. Okay, it's time to get going, and great to see people from so many industries and places. So now that I know you better, just a little bit about me. I started my journey with Monday over 5 years ago. I never thought I'd work in tech, and before I worked in education and was even intimidated by technology. Since joining monday.com, I've improved my ability to identify pain points, and I enjoy improving processes and finding technological solutions, which I guess is something that's common to many of us here today. And we'll see how Monday service can make things even easier and faster. That's also why we have the Monday Academy. Our mission is to empower our customers with the knowledge and skills they need to make the most out of the platform through learning programs, certifications, and of course, sessions like this one. So, with all that in mind, here's what we'll cover today. We'll start with what is Monday Service, then the Monday Service Onboarding Wizard, Service AI blocks, how to set up your portal, how to set up automations, then connecting your channels, and we'll move on to a live Q&A session and we'll wrap up. And before we start, just a few quick housekeeping notes. If we ask a question, feel free to respond in the chat. If you have any questions at any time during the session, just pop them into the Q&A box and not into the chat. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible today, but if we don't get to yours, you can always reach out to our support team 24/7. In case you're not sure how, we'll show how to do this towards the end of this session. But before we start, let's take a moment to understand what exactly is Monday Service. Monday Service is our service management solution built right on top of Monday's flexible platform. Who is it for? Any team in your company that handles requests, inquiries, cases, incidents. It could be IT, HR, ops, finance, legal, customer support, and more. With Monday Service, these teams can resolve requests and issues instantly and at scale, eliminating manual work and delivering delightful service experiences to the entire company or to customers or even vendors. With AI completely revolutionizing the service management world, one of the strengths of Monday Service is the simplicity of how it can leverage AI throughout the entire service operations, from auto triaging incoming tickets to smart routing, approval workflows, and all the way to resolving repetitive requests or issues based on your best practices and past tickets. It's simple, powerful, and completely customizable. So whether you're running IT support, HR services, or customer care, you can tailor the workflows to fit exactly how your team operates. In today's session, we'll walk through how to set up your Monday Service workspace, manage incoming requests, and build automations that make your team's life easier. By the end, you'll see how Monday Service turns everyday service management into a smooth, scalable, and data-driven experience. Now, to show you what this actually looks like in action, I'm thrilled to introduce Hanan Zaguri, a Monday Service Senior Go-to-Market Manager, who will walk us through how to create and run powerful workflows using Monday Service. Hanan, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Omar. Hi everyone. Really good to be here today and to show you our onboarding process, how smooth, easy, quick it is. and how you can basically set up and get up and running in a matter of days. To get started, I chosen to really walk you through from the get-go. So now I'm actually at the process of creating a new account. As part of creating a new account, one of the steps that we have here is the ability to connect one of the channels, connect your Gmail or Outlook, or even use a Monday service inbox that we're going to see soon how we can do that. You can do it directly from the sign up page, but we're going to move on. Now we can see that the sign up page is also allowing us to create a completely new board. We can name the board. In this instance, we can leave it as tickets. We can even create the groups that we want directly from the sign up page. So we can have here unassigned tickets, open tickets, waiting for response, resolve tickets, and all of this can be tweaked, changed, and we'll see how simple and easy it is to do that in Monday service as well. In here, we can see that we also have some recommendations to add more columns to the board. So if we want, for example, the agent column, the employee name column, I just added as well. And let's get started. By clicking here, I'm basically kind of going through the initial setup of Monday service in my is a new account. What we see here that we have a new workspace. The workspace name is tickets queue, and in the workspace we have our tickets board. This is kind of the heart of the product. This is where the agents, the human agents, they are handling the tickets that are coming in. And in here, in the portal, we have the interface for the end users where they are submitting their requests, enjoying from knowledge articles, and so on and so forth. But before we're going to jump in there, I want to introduce to you our onboarding wizard. As you can see here at the bottom right side of the screen, we have a couple of aspects that are super important when setting up your Monday service account with us when you onboard, basically. The first aspect is the ability to receive tickets via email, the channels that we have seen. We're going to tackle it from here pretty soon. The second one is to explore your customer portal, which we're going to see soon as well, and to invite your team members into the process. All of this can be done by a click of a button. So for example, if I click to explore your customer portal, I'm being redirected to the portal that has been created specifically for this account. It's already up, it's already running, and now we just need to tweak it, change it, and to adapt it. So we're going to minimize the onboarding wizard, and we're going to come back to the onboarding wizard as we go. But we'll have a glance at the tickets board, the main kind of aspect of where the tickets are coming into. The tickets board is structured by groups that we can see here. I'm just collapsing the groups just so we can have a very clean view. So we can see that we have an unassigned ticket group, open tickets group, tickets that are waiting for response, and resolve tickets. Now, if I expand this, we can see that in each and every group, we have examples of tickets. The tickets are on an item level. So the row that I just highlighted is the item, and every item basically represents a ticket that we have in the system. We'll see how we can receive new tickets, manage them, enhance the ticket view. So by clicking through it, we can see the ticket view. We can see how we will enhance it quite soon. But to get started, the first thing that we are going to do is to set up the relevant columns that we see here on the board. So as you can see, the ticket name and the description are the columns that are basically supporting us when the request comes in. These are the two columns that are showing us all of the data that came from the submitter. So the request name, for in this example, request for access or for a new employee, and the description of the request. So hello team, we have a new designer joining our creative assets team, and so on and so forth. These columns, this one is actually a text column. So if we're going to go to the settings, we can see that it's a text column. And right next to it, we have the employee name as well. Now it gets interesting. This column, the agent column, is what we call a people column. So in here, we can actually choose all the relevant people that are going to be assigned as agents to the tickets. They are going to be accountable. They're going to be responsible for that. And as you can see, we can also manage the assignments and notifications directly from here as well. So now in the account, I have only myself because I just opened the account. We'll soon see how we can add more users or more members or more colleagues to the account from your organization. And then they're going to also appear here and we'll be able to assign them into as agents. If I want to add more columns, I can have this option. I can add column to the right next to the agent. So in this example, I can add another people column, the exact same column as the agent. But in this case, I can change the writing here and I can call it manager. So it's that simple to make it your own, basically, and set up this board and make it your own. So as you can see, again, I created a manager. I can even go further and take another one and create a team. And then I can @mention and tag here a whole team as needed. So these are a couple of examples of how we can use one type of column, the people column, but basically provide it with different types of capabilities, like representing a manager in the process of the ticket submission, like representing the team that is relevant, and so on and so forth. In addition to that, we also have what we call the status column, or in other words, a single select column. So for this column, as we can see, we have here the relevant labels that are associated with a specific one. So for each status column, which in this case, it's representing the actual status of the ticket. So as we can see here, we have new ticket that came in. Maybe the ticket is now awaiting for a customer. Maybe it's a new reply that has been received from the employee or the customer. If it's been resolved, self-resolved, reopened, and so on and so forth. The same way that we are managing this type of column, the single select one, we can also create more capabilities to this column. So again, I'm going to click through here, add another status column, and now let's call it type, for example. Now I want to represent what is going to be the type of the ticket that I'm handling. So I can come in here and edit these labels. And instead of done, which is the typical one that is showing up automatically, I can say that this type is going to be a question. Maybe let's do it in red, an issue, or potentially a request. Now I basically have 3 types of tickets that can come in, and each ticket can be any one of them. So I can go in here to customize this. I'm just going to untick this one. Because in this case, if I'm ticking this box, it means that the item is completed. But for this specific column, the type column, I don't need any completed kind of announcement. So again, we can see that in a couple of clicks, I already have the type of the request. I have an agent, a manager, a team. I have my statuses. I have the type of ticket, and I also have the priority in here. As we can see here, the priority is the exact same type of column. It's a single select, but it also has these different labels: low, medium, high, critical. And in addition to that, we also have this little star popping up right here. This little colorful star is basically an AI column. It means that this column has been enhanced with AI capabilities. In other words, whenever a new request is going to come in here, whenever a new ticket is going to be set up in here, then AI is going to read this ticket name and description that we have seen at the beginning, all of the relevant information that comes in from the submitter. And based off of that, it's going to choose the relevant and the best label from the labels that we have created here. So AI is going to categorize and label the priority. We're going to see how simple and easy it is also to customize this. And you can also later on watch another webinar about the AI capabilities of Monday Service that really shows it in depth. Moving forward to the types of tickets. So let's say that I also want to enhance the type of ticket by AI. Very simple. I can simply click through here and have these AI-powered actions. As you can see here, I have either an auto-assigned label or I can set up a custom prompt. So basically, I can tell the AI to do whatever I want here on the board. In this example, we want to set up an auto-assigned label. Here, I'm going to choose the description. That is going to be the text that AI is going to analyze. These are the predetermined labels that we've already chosen in advance. And here I can add more instructions. Basically, here it's very basic. It already knows that these are tickets, that now I need the type of ticket, and these are the labels that it needs to choose from. But what we can add here is that you are categorizing tickets that are coming in from internal employees. And now I have some description or instructions, but of course that this could be enhanced as needed based on your type of organization and your type of department. So as we can see here, we also have a preview. So we know that this ticket, the example ticket that came with the template, is SSO not working. And this is actual issue. And this is how the AI categorized and labeled it. I need help with my laptop. I potentially have an issue with my laptop. And maybe a request for access, quite straightforward. It's a request. Going to also see live examples really soon. But now we just need to take one step here, and we are going to save and apply this change. Now we can see that we have added a full-on workflow of AI that is going to help us in categorizing and labeling all of the incoming tickets that we are going to receive into the board. In addition to that, if I'm going to go back to the AI-powered capabilities, we can see here we don't have any empty cells. That's quite true because it's already done this. This is what I was waiting for AI to do, to auto-populate this. It was in the settings that we have determined, and now we can see that the type has been also enhanced and categorized and labeled by AI. In addition to that, we can add a big variety of more columns into the board. It could be, again, single select or different types of columns that are enhanced by AI. And it could be an actual core tickets board aspects. Now we can see here that we have ticket ID, for example, that provides a unique ID for each ticket. Again, by a simple click of a button, I can add this column, I can add this capability, and now every time that a ticket is going to come in, we're going to have a unique identifier that is going to show me the ticket ID as well. So again, going back to the core tickets capabilities, we can add incidents, we can add department, files that are attached, and so on and so forth. All of this can be done by one click of a button in the setup. So we can design this board, basically this ticket board, this ticket view, in any way that is suitable and relevant for our department or our workflow. It's important to mention that the changes can be done by an admin, or in case that you have your permissions to take actions and to make changes and to adapt the board as you go. Just by having a quick kind of comparison, we're going to do it in a style of kind of a cooking TV show. We started cooking this kind of dish here of the ticketing board, but I would like to show you also kind of a pre-made or a populated board as well that sits here. So I'm going to move on to this board. So you can see how a live representation of a board, of a tickets board with the relevant types of information like the item ID that we've seen, the agent, the requester, the statuses, the priority, all of these are exactly the same. But here we also have a request type, and we can see that we've added also category, subcategory, the sentiment, the creation date, and we can have many, many other kind of capabilities. But this is how it looks like when AI is basically resolving or categorizing for us all of these capabilities, and the way that you can construct basically your own board when managing the onboarding and setup. So once we're happy with the setup that we have in place, we are basically good to go in the sense that we can continue to the next level. So again, we can add as many columns that we want that are going to kind of highlight the relevant capabilities that we want to capture here. And all the way to setting up AI that is going to help us when a new request is going to come in. So if we're going to look at the next kind of step in the setup, we want to also create the interface for our end users, the ones that are going to submit the requests. And the best place to do that is in the portal. So as you've seen in the wizard that helps us to kind of get started, we already have a portal that we can go to. This is the portal that has been opened. And now we can see how we can customize the portal, build the portal, and make it our own. This is an example of a portal. In order to do that, I'm going to go into here to the portal section, and we're going to start and customize and enhance the portal. So first of all, we can change the name. We can start and call it Monday Service Webinar and save this in place. We can change the color and make it our own. Let's say that I want to go into kind of blackish, grayish background, more or less, and choose this one. And I want to upload a background picture. So this could be one of the options that we have here. Let's choose this beautiful one, and I want to save it. So kind of customizing the appearance. We can also customize and add different logos and other capabilities in the content itself. So again, we have the Help Center. Again, going back to the example, we can see that the Help Center lives here. So this is where we customize these groups. And under these groups, we're going to have the relevant aspects. So I can rename. It's quite simple. And let's say, let's keep it Help Center. And now I'm going to add another group, an untitled group. And let's say that this is the marketing department. And I want to add another group, and let's say that this is the HR department, and add another group, and let's say that this is the IT department, and so on and so forth. So now I have a couple of departments, and in each department I can start and create the content and add the content that I want. So here I can add either the form or a link in order to submit requests or to enjoy from knowledge articles or from different capabilities that I would like to manage. So let's see how it looks like in practice. I'm going to start with a link just to show an example. In here, you can paste any link to a document. It could be a link to a knowledge article. It could be a link to a landing page. It could be a link to a certification, to a dashboard. Really, it's endless the kind of capabilities that you have. In this case, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this dashboard and I'm going to copy it in and paste it here just for the sake of the example. In here, we're going to say that this will be the IT Insights dashboard that anyone can come and see, and I can add a description, and I can say here you can find all the latest IT data. Here I can choose that it will live in the IT department, and I can create my own custom link. I already label here. I already have reports, so I can leave it under report, and I can upload a picture. I'm going to go for parrots at this time and create like a really nice design for our team here in the IT box. We'll give it a second to upload. We see that it was completed. I'm now adding the link, and we have the new report that appears in the IT group. Now I can also add a form for the submission of the requests. So in Monday, I have my form here for the tickets queue. I can add the title and I can name it IT request form. And I can say here, or please submit your requests using this IT form. For example, of course, we can add more and more information. I already have the form label. And again, we are going to go for a parrot and start this setup as well. So I'm adding this work form as well. And now, after I've placed all of these in here, we're going to go to the Monday portal. We're going to refresh the page just to show how everything happens on the spot immediately. We just created a Monday service webinar portal. We can see here that I have the IT tab. We created a report and we created a form. So if I click through the form, I now have an up and running form that I can use for intake. Of course, we're going to see how we can edit the form and make it your own and make it as complex as needed, as in kind of deep as needed. And I also have the link to be able to go into this IT Insights dashboard in order to view all of the data that I'm looking for. And we can see that I've been redirected and I can see all of the relevant information directly from the board. So you can see that the art of the possible is there. Like we can create basically a portal for the whole department, for each and every department, but for the whole organization. So for me as an end user, when I come in here, I can come in, I can open the forums, I can read the articles, I can basically take all the actions and communicate and collaborate directly from here. Now let's start an example just to showcase. And I'm going to create a new ticket here. And here I'm going to say, I need a new laptop. Where can I get one? Thanks. So I'm submitting a new request. And we're going to see that I have already my tickets board. So let's see how it works in the mix of it. So I submitted a request. The reason that I get this error is because I actually submitted the request with a different email address. So it's not associated to myself. It's associated to a different user. So I'm going to do it again with the email address that I signed up with, which is my private one. And do it from here. And here I need a new laptop. Where can I get one? And submitting the request. Now, because it's really associated with my own kind of email address, I will be able to get the tickets that I need. So if we're going to go to the board and to the tickets board, we can see that we have the tickets coming in. We can see that AI is also categorizing and labeling for us the tickets, as we have seen. And I have an open channel that is helping me to receive new tickets that are arriving at my board, and as an agent, I can manage all of these tickets that are coming in. And this is potentially also a good segue to see how the ticket view looks like. So if I'm going to open up this conversational kind of aspect here, we can see here that I have the request that has been submitted through the form. We can see that AI, which is not set up yet to send out automatic replies, said that the conversation has been routed to a team member, to the agent. And over here on the left-hand side, I already have some information from the board about the ticket that has came in. As we can see here, I can also add widgets. So I can basically design this view. If I'm adding another widget here, let's make this one a bit smaller. And maybe place this one here next to it. And we'll fit them nicely. Like this. So I have here another type of information widget. This could be, for example, if this is the ticket info, this could be the submitter info. And in here, I can simply go to the settings that we see here, and I can choose which aspects from the board are going to be relevant here. So the agent is not really relevant, the team and the manager is not really relevant, but I need the name of the person, potentially the employee name, the name of the tickets, the name of the employee that has submitted the request, and so on and so forth. Let's remove all of this, but creation date is a good one, email is a good one, resolution date, and so on. So now when I cleaned it up a bit, I have here all of the submitter info. Now, just to, again, go back to the setup that we had here, so we can remember that we can add any columns that we want. We can represent these columns in any way that we want. And same goes to this ticket view. We can afterwards create any type of setup or view that we want that will be represented here as well. Again, to go back to the kind of cooking TV show, let's go back to this board and just show you the art of the possible. So let's say that I'm going to open up this, let's take a ticket. Then what we see here that on the left-hand side, we can have the ticket info with all of the relevant aspects of the ticket. On the right-hand side, we can see the employee information with maybe assets that are associated with the information about this specific employee, and so on and so forth. And this is how it looks like when we have like a proper conversation between the agent and the person who is handling the request, submitting the request, and so on and so forth. So again, we can see that we can set it all up in a way that will be suitable for us. In addition to that, I also want to show how another portal could look like. So when you have the whole setup in place, you can see that you can change the background pictures, you can add the relevant groups to your organization, then the end users can jump between the groups and choose the relevant aspects of the portal. And in here at the top right side where you see my tickets, I can see all of the tickets that are associated to me. I can see the status of the tickets. I can see who is assigned to my tickets as well. All of the resolved tickets that I've already kind of opened and have been resolved. And I can also open the tickets and communicate and collaborate directly from here. So I can continue all of the process in communicating, collaborating, and managing the tickets that are related to my name and are associated to my name. So again, all of this can be done as well in your portal, in the new portal after the setup and after you have everything in place. So with that, I would like also to speak a bit about the automations that we have in place. As you can see here at the top right side of the screen, we have 10 automations that are pre-built that are coming with the template. So we can have this type of view that is showing me what are the automations that we have in place. And I can also have a list view that is showing me what are the automations that we have in place. So in here, we can see examples about when an email is received or when a status is changed from one type of status to another, what happens. So in this example, we can say that when a new reply is coming in, basically, then I want to change the status for the sake of the example. In order to do that, what we need to do is to connect a channel. So if I go in here and I connect a channel to Monday service, again, it's very simple. I can use either a Gmail, an Outlook, or even a Monday inbox completely for free. So if I'm going to click on Monday inbox, we can see that I can have here, let's say, global support, and in here, we can have Monday service webinar support. We can keep this one as the display name. But now I'm saving this. And now I already have an up and running channel that is receiving new requests. So basically, every time that anyone is going to email this email address that we see here, we're basically it's going to populate a new request in this board, basically. What I'm going to do now live while we practice. So I'm going to copy in this address, and on another screen, I'm going to send out a new email. The subject line is going to be, let's say, need a new device. And in here, I'm going to say, hey, I need a keyboard. Mine stopped working. Where can I get one? Now I'm submitting the request. It takes a couple of seconds because you can always unsend an email from Gmail, Outlook, or other domains. But once the message has actually been sent, then it appears in the Monday service product. So it leaves basically the domain and come into the board. As we can see, we already have automations that are kicking in, up and running, but need a new device just came in. Here, we can see that it's already identifying the name of the person that is submitting the request automatically. We can see that the type has been labeled and categorized with AI. We can see that the priority has been set up and labeled, and now we can start and work on the ticket. Now, going back to the automations, we have seen that we can automate the process in a couple of ways. The first way that we have seen here is, for example, when status changes to a waiting customer, we want to move the item to a different group. Or another one could say that when an email reply is received, we want to set the status to a new reply. So we can put this to the test. Now we have a new email that just came in, and now I want to reply to this email. When I reply to this email, I can choose templates. So I can create a template and I can say, hey, thank you for submitting. Just going to keep it general now, but sending back this reply. Now the status was new of the request. And when I'm sending a new reply to the agent, we want to set up an automation that will change the status as well. So in order to do that, we simply need to go to the automation center. And to set up a new automation, we have here what we call the emails and activities app right here. And then we can choose the relevant automation from the recipes. As you can see, we have a lot of recipes in place that you can choose from. And some of them are based on the email column, some of them are based on email statuses. But basically, we can set up a new kind of reply here. When email reply is received, set status to something, or when an email is sent, sends a status to something. So this is where we actually create the new automation in place. And now I want you to see what happens when I'm replying back to this setup. So when we look at this, I'm just going to reply back. Thanks, still need your help. And now when I'm going to reply back, we're going to see that the ticket that is now an open ticket is going to receive a new reply from me because I just, as a submitter, sent out a new email. And now we're going to see that the status is going to change based on the automation. So again, we have a new reply here, and the status has changed automatically. So we got a new reply from the customer, and now we're ready because the status has been changed. So we can set up a lot of different automations in the mix in order to create the different workflows and to basically reduce all of the admin work completely from the agents. So the agents will simply need to reply back to the email, and then it can take a lot of different actions. Again, just to show the art of the possible. We also have the capability to do it with SLAs and so on and so forth. So now we see that we have an SLA that is running for a long, long time here. Now, if I'm going to reply here and to maybe use a template, first response template with dynamic fields. So now when I'm sending back the reply, we can see that we have the message logged, status changing to awaiting customer, first response time is also stopped. We have an SLA breach, and all of the relevant aspects are talking to each other. And all of this is based on the automations that we've created. So again, we've created an automation that when I reply to the client or to the submitter, it will change the status. When I do that as well, the first response time SLA stops, and the SLA is calculated as well. So we know that after this long time of hours, it's definitely breached, but based on the settings that we are placing in place. In addition to automations that are super powerful and can help us to eliminate the admin and to basically automate a lot of the processes that we have, we also have another capability, which is the workflow builder that is supporting us in many ways. What we can do is that we can add a new workflow, as we can see here. And in the workflows, I'll show you an example over here. We can also do it here. It's the exact same process, but if I'm going to add a new workflow, I can create any type of workflow that I want. And now I can start and set up different parameters. So we have actions that we can, triggers that we can take, and actions. As you can see here are the triggers. It's very simple. We can simply choose one of them, like when a status is changed, or when an item is created, or in other words, when a new ticket comes in. So when status changes, we can choose which status. Let's say that this will be the priority. And when this column changes, then I want to take an action. So when we take an action, we have a lot of options here to create an action, and we can build any type of flow that we wish, like the round robin assignment, or maybe we want to take attributes from the Entra Active Directory sync, or we want to send an auto reply through email. All of this can be done, and then we can create the proper kind of workflow. In addition to that, we can also do it in a multi-branching system. So if the status matches something, we can say, now we choose the options. So if the priority is high, let's say critical in this case, what we do, if it's high, what we do, then we can add more options if it's medium, and if it's low. So now for each and every option, we have a multi-branch, and we can decide what we're doing in this case. So if it's critical, I would like to potentially notify someone super quickly. So I would like to notify maybe on Teams, maybe on Slack, maybe in an email, maybe inside Monday as an accountable. I can pre-build kind of the text that we have here and choose relevant data points from the column. I can add the relevant stakeholders that are going to be notified. I can decide to which column they're going to be notified and so on and so forth. And I can build basically a super quick example of a workflow that once something happens, if it matches these specific criteria, like the critical priority, then I would like to notify someone and so on and so forth. And as you've seen, again, we have a lot of actions that we can use that are related to Monday service. Again, like the round robin assignment, the interactive directory sync and attributes, like sending emails or auto replies. And we can use all of their amazing platform capabilities that we have here that we can review. So now if I'm going to publish the workflow, again, in a matter of couple of moments, I can set up the workflow, I can publish it. And from now on, every time this will appear, we will be able to execute this workflow as well. So we can see that we can create a lot of different automations and workflows in really minutes of the setup of the account. And the essentials that we would like to manage when we are managing the onboarding of the account is to invite the relevant stakeholders to the account. So what we're going to do is that we're going to go here to the administration center, and we're going to go to the directory, and in here we have the users and invitations, as we can see here. So right now I'm the only user in the account, naturally, because I just opened it together with you guys. And in the invitations, I still don't have any invitations to manage. So what I can do is that I can simply come in here, I can invite the relevant stakeholders, as we can see here. We can do it from Google Workspaces, we can do it by the invites. As we can see, we can choose if they're going to be admins, members, and so on and so forth. And we can invite all of them. We can also do that in bulks. I suggest that we can kind of speak to your account manager or to the implementation consultant on how to invite the whole organization, for example, or to connect them through single sign-on, which is right here at the security tab in the authentication piece. But all of this can be done as well. So really important to invite the relevant users. This is where you do that. And once they're in the account, you can already start the onboarding, start the setup, and get going. So again, let's see what we have here in place. We had the onboarding wizard that is helping us to connect the channels to basically design the structure of the board with the unassigned tickets, open tickets, waiting for response, received. We have the items and we have the columns that we have designed. So the columns can be completely customizable. We can add as many columns as we want with the types of them, with renaming them, changing the kind of aspect or how they are being managed. And in addition to that, we can also create AI that is going to live inside the column. When we create the AI, it really helps us to kind of set up the account properly and make sure that we have all of the relevant aspects that we need right there in terms of the essential AI capabilities. Afterwards, we're setting up the portal. So again, we can create and customize it to your own. We can really specify the relevant parameters like dashboards, reporting, knowledge base articles, and so on. That to all of this AI is also going to be connected. And as well, we are setting up the automations, we're setting up the workflows, and the ability to connect the channels in order to receive new requests and to invite the friends to join us. So again, this has been kind of onboarding essentials. On top of that, we can enhance a lot. Just again, to give you a sneak peek, we can add the AI agent to the portal that can be connected to knowledge base articles. So if I'm showing you an example here of any instant service that has been contacted with the relevant sources that are connected to our knowledge base product and many other aspects that we can manage. So just so you know that what we've done here in a matter of maybe 30 to 40 minutes can be extremely enhanced with an implementation consultant, with the support, or with just the Monday knowledge that we can share with you, that you can do it your own. You don't have to be a developer. You don't have to have kind of insane technical knowledge in order to set everything up. As you can see, you get a lot out of the box. You can use different templates. You can set it up yourselves with a relevant type of workflows. And there is a lot more that you can do with this setup. But again, super important to have these essentials when starting the onboarding and starting to set up your account. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Omer back, and right away to kind of wrap it up and to bring it up for different questions or different thoughts around here as well.
So thank you so much, Hanan. Let me just share my screen again. And I'll say that we at Monday have a privilege of using the same platform we're selling. So actually, my team is also using Monday Service. And that's how we're managing your requests, extension requests for the Academy, or if you have a question regarding a specific lesson. So we're managing the same processes on Monday Service. And it's definitely something that made our lives a lot easier. So thank you for that, Hanan, and the entire service team. Now we'll move on to the live Q&A session. We're going to take 1 minute to take a sip of water and we'll start. So thank you for attending this part, and now moving to the live Q&A part of the webinar.